Hi everyone, it's been a long time, so let's get right into the business today. We have Inveighing Brilliance by Tribal Gaze. Now, I listened to their first album prior to listening to this one. They're pretty new to me. And I gotta say, that album rips. I love the breakdown at the end of, what is it? Tower of Illness, I think it is. Great song, great album. So I was pretty hyped for this. I was pretty in the mindset, and I'd already listened to the opening track, "Smiling from Their Chariots," and I really like the mix of old school death metal with more modern aspects. It feels very slammy. The vocals on "Smiling from Their Chariots" and other tracks are very hardcore reminiscent, and overall it gives it a much punchier vibe than I feel like a lot of death metal nowadays has. A lot of it focuses more on the technical aspects, whereas this is going for vibes. The album art is, I don't even know, eldritch in nature. The final track, Lord of Blasphemy, is quite literally an Elden Ring reference. Like, this isn't an album for the, like, technical or, like, super in-depth. This is for the vibe, the feel, the sound, and I really like the sound of this album. The guitar tones are immaculate. I mean, like, the fact that in every solo you can hear each move of the finger. You can hear when the fret hits. It's really good. And the drums, don't even get me started on the title track. Normally the title track is the most bombastic song, right? It's normally the song that you're kind of showing off for, and they are. But instead of doing it in the more conventional ways of just having it be a normal song that might be a little better than the rest, they instead go for this minute and a half long drum solo filled with screeching guitar noise, and it's such a break from the rest of this non-stop ass beating that you've been enduring for the past 20-ish minutes, that by the time you get here you're like, where the fuck am I? And then the next track keeps beating your ass, and it's such a sonically cohesive thing that, like, it doesn't stop, but it breaks it mentally in your head. It breaks it apart, the two sections, and I really like the flow of it. I have some notes written down for the first time ever doing one of these mini reviews because I'm lazy. So let's look. What do we got? The breakdowns on Beyond Recognition. My God. My God. Some of the gnarliest shit I've heard in a long while. It really gets you moving, like you kind of want to get moving to it, and it produces a stank face that I haven't had to produce in quite a while. We also have the bass line on Emptying the Nest. I really love it, and leading right into the breakdown from it is such a, like, it's such a smooth transition, but also you can hear it coming from a mile away once you hear the bass line come in. I really like it. And also just the solos on this album, the guitar solos in general, like, they're so short and yet they're so punchy. And because of how good the tone and the sound is, you can feel the whole thing, even though it only lasts maybe 10 to 20 seconds each time. And I really appreciate that, because a lot of people be milking guitar solos. You don't need them to last 30 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute. That's too long, too much of a song, especially if the song's only going to be, as most of these songs are, anywhere from a minute to 4 max, I think. I don't even know if this album breaches a 4-minute song. I think it's like 3:30. So the fact that all the solos are short, punchy, and to the point really helps the flow of the album. Um, Also, Ruling in a Land with No God, hardest name on a song I've ever heard. Like, this whole album is kind of hard already. It's, again, the vibe it's giving. But, like, man, what a name. And other than that, oh, To the Spoils of the Faith, my favorite song on the album. It's punchy, it's heavy, it produces an fucking it I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of stank face it produces, but it produces one nonetheless. And really, yeah, this whole album is just ass beating riffs, killer solos, drums that never relent. I mean, some of the double kick, like, oh my God, and the snare tone on that thing, perfect. I love the bass. I love the vocals. The vocals range from, like, black metal growls to, like, hardcore tough guy, like, lyrics and stuff. And I think the combination and the whole breadth in between is really nice, because you get a lot of range, but you also get a lot of, I guess, familiar sounds. You know what I mean? If you've listened to hardcore and you hear one of these songs, you're like, oh, I know what he's doing. And if you've listened to death metal or black metal, you're like, oh, okay, I know what's going on. So it mixes the, like, I'd say like four genres that it kind of intersects in the most, that being hardcore, slam, black metal, and death metal. It's a death metal album, but it involves the other three, and I feel like it involves them really well. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Sorry if I got a little rambly, but I was just really excited to talk about this. And again, Lord of Blasphemy, like, I wrote down Elden Ring reference based off the name, and then I looked at the lyrics while listening to it, and I went, that's funny. Um, but even then, it's still a killer song, and I really like that. They're the kind of guys who can make this kind of goofy ass song, like in concept, but still make it hard and still make it incredibly good to listen to. So, I'd give this album, I'd say an 8 out of 10. I wish it was a little longer. I wish some of the breakdowns lasted a little longer, and some of the speedier parts can get a little played out, especially upon repeat listens. But they're broken up so well between the breakdowns, between just slower parts in general, the solos. I feel like it really is made up for in the long run. So yeah, go listen to Tribal Gaze. Go buy their Dark Souls shirt with Smo on it. I'm pre-ordering a shirt from this album for surely.